What is up, YouTube? I am Cosmic Fro, and today I'm going to be doing my Mortal Kombat 1 tier list for you guys today on the channel. Um, I am a higher echelon player. I can stand my own with the pros, and I'm just going to bring my opinions here for you guys today on the channel. If you guys enjoy, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. But I'm just going to be giving brief opinions and sort of just like insight into why I think they're strong or not as strong, and ranking them on the tier list here. So we're going to start with the ninjas, because why wouldn't we? So let's start with Scorpion. I think Scorpion is really, really strong. I think Scorpion's strong in Mortal Kombat 1. And it takes a little bit of figuring out. But his game plan you're not going to be right up next to your opponent. You're going to be trying to catch them on their buttons, trying to get in. That stand 2 that Scorpion has being +6, you're able to check people with stand 2 over and over, or enforce the mid off of it, and stay safe the whole time, right? Is a strike throw game, you're able to throw them away with the back throw, or certain forward throws. That back three's got crazy range, and when Scorpion does land the hit, it's 35 to 50% damage, right? Depending what cameo. I played against Averick in the Coliseum. He was using Scorpion with Scorpion and landing 50%, combos, right? So, it depends. You can get really good chip damage with Cyrax and the spin. You can do long combos with Scorpion, check them with the overhead while you're playing that stand 2 game at a certain range, like what Averick was doing. Scorpion's got options in this game, and it definitely takes figuring out, but if you're able to land the hit and confirm, if you're able to confirm off the hit every time, get those clean conversions, Scorpion's going to be high A tier. He's going to be up there. I don't think he's necessarily top 5 material, but he might be in the higher echelon of characters from Mortal Kombat 1. All right, Sub-Zero. I think Sub-Zero is he's not as strong as he was in the beta. I'm not really sure what they were thinking balance wise. If they wanted to make Sub-Zero this sort of defensive playstyle, yes, Sub-Zero can control the screen. He could control pretty well in the beta, and land high damage in the beta, right? Which was sort of the reward for landing the hit, was getting that high damage that Sub-Zero was able to provide. But no longer. In the base game, Sub-Zero's damage is pretty poopy. They didn't do anything to benefit Sub-Zero for the base game, and I'm not sure why. I don't really understand why, but if they want Sub-Zero to be this low damage character, that sort of is more defensive in his playstyle with Clone, then you need to make his recovery on Clone better. I'm not calling for any nerfs, but I am going to call for buffs on characters that need it. So, Sub-Zero, we'll just rank him as he is right now. I'm going to say Sub-Zero is pretty mid tier. I'm going to say he's B tier. Not as good as he was in the beta. But controlling the screen with Clone and just checking him with Clone is still pretty good. You don't get rewarded if you do land the hit, and it is pretty hard to land the hit, because it's reactable. That overhead's reactable. So yeah, that's Sub-Zero. Liu Kang. Liu Kang's really solid in Mortal Kombat 1. I wouldn't say Liu Kang's as good as Scorpion. I would say Liu Kang, he's got a really good fireball. He's got a good low fireball. And, his standing kick string, able to break armor and then convert for high damage off of that. Really, really good. Pretty threatening. Really good strike throw game as well. He can combo off of his back throw with certain cameos, which is pretty good. And we'll see that with other characters. But Liu Kang's really strong. It's just, he's an all-rounder that sort of has everything. The only thing is that his movement kind of sucks, but he can check you with air fireball. He can fly and kick in and then use cameo to cover himself. So I don't know. There's different ways for Liu Kang to get in, but he's solid. I'm gonna put him A tier. Not as strong as Scorpion though, in my opinion. Katana. How do I feel about Katana? Katana is she's pretty good with certain cameos. Oof, it's kind of tough for me. Like, I haven't seen Katana played on the highest level. Personally, like when I'm playing Combat League, like, I don't really see too many high level katanas. But from what I've seen from Foxy, I think Katana's pretty good in Mortal Kombat One. I wouldn't say she's as good as some of these characters. I'm gonna put her in high B tier for now. She's got a pretty good projectile. She can control the air as well with that sort of like arcing projectile. And then she's got good strings. That like forward one, that like far reaching string, whatever that is. That's a really good button. You're able to check people pretty much from anywhere. And she can play pretty lame if you want to, right? So she's able to keep people out and get in when she wants. So pretty solid. Just not up here. I can't really give too much insight as to how good I think Katana will be at the highest level. Melina on the she Melina on the other hand, yeah, guys, Melina is it, right? Melina is gonna be our first S tier character for the tier list. Um, she has really good mix ups, able to keep her strings safe and just block after. She can teleport, do that upwards rising kick teleport from full screen to convert for 40% sometimes. Um, Ball roll, able to just catch them slipping sometimes. You can convert off of ball roll pretty much off of anything. Um, you know, Overall, good buttons. Her projectile is able to check you. That tricky, double bar projectile that hits overhead. You're able to convert. If they think it's coming, they have to block, and then Melina gets, a chance to pressure and get in. So, yeah, overall, Melina just a really solid character, and is one of those characters that when she gets the touch, you're gonna explode, and you're gonna see a common theme with that with some of the higher tier characters. So, yeah, Melina is gonna be our first S tier character for Mortal Kombat One. Smoke. I am a Smoke main. When I'm playing against the pros or I'm trying really hard, or I'm playing Attorney, I'm playing Smoke. So far, I've just been learning Smoke and Rain, and Smoke has just been, he was the first one I picked up, so he's been my go-to. So I know everything about Smoke, and well, maybe not everything, but as far as I could find with Cyrax, I've explored with Smoke. What I have to say, he's got gaps. He's got some gaps in his strings that don't make him as strong as he appears. At the highest level, people are going to poke out of that 4-3-2 low to overhead. His back to overhead is reactable if you're not invisible, so they're able to poke out of that or just up block and then full punish your overhead. His normals are pretty stubby aside from that back two. If you want to, sort of stay in and enforce pressure, that forward four is really good, but it's a high, +8, you're able to jail into that forward three. But yeah, a lot of his normals are stubby. He has trouble getting in unless you cover with the cameo like Cyrax, right? So you can teleport, use Cyrax, or use, Smoke Bomb and try and cover with Cyrax. That's harder to do. But where Smoke's really going to be threatening is when he turns invisible. When he's invisible, then he sort of turns into an S tier character. So you have to set up the invisibility mid combo, mid juggle. Convert. Don't necessarily finish your string and then go straight to your invisibility. Start your shimmy game and go from there. But if he's not invisible, he's kind of poo poo in some ways. That down 3-4, able to keep it safe with the teleport cancel is really good. You're able to keep pressure with that and force a pretty good strike throw game. If you just options, or you can't option select, but yeah, I'm gonna put Smoke in A tier. I'm gonna put Smoke in A tier right up here with Liu Kang and Scorpion. He's got some dirt, guys. Smoke is dirty. I don't think he's necessarily mid tier like what Sonic was saying. If you set up invisibility, it's definitely hard for any player, right? So I'm gonna put Smoke A tier. Li Mei. Li Mei's pretty solid in Mortal Kombat 1. She's an all-rounder, kind of like Liu Kang, where She's got pretty good plus frames and decent mix, decent chip damage. Um, her launcher can launch. She's got pretty good setups with Frost Orb from what I was seeing with Foxy. She's got really good damage with Scorpion from what I was seeing with Dab. Pretty solid. Not as strong as these characters. Not for a long shot. But I would put Lume, maybe close to the bottom of A tier. I don't think she's S tier anywhere close. But yeah, she might be sitting right outside of top 10. Let's talk about Baraka, guys. Baraka is going to be our second S tier character. The Tarkatans, right? The Tarkatans are really, really good in Mortal Kombat 1. Baraka, he's able to do stuff other characters just can't. His normals he's got really long range normals that just straight up convert into special for 40%, 50%. He can combo off of his throw with Cyrax and, get really crazy damage off of that. Just overall, Baraka is one of those characters that can two-touch you. He's got a projectile. He's got really decent movement speed this time around, so he's not restricted by his movement speed, right? His armor breaking being that back 3 1 or back 3 2 is also a launcher. So you can armor break into launch meterless, right? And go straight into it. Baraka's just strong. He's just got a lot of damage, and I think over time he's just gonna turn up to be pretty solid because all of his normals are pretty safe. So able to tap you off of pretty much anything. Baraka is gonna be S tier. Let's talk about Reptile. I'm gonna put Reptile at the top of B tier. I think Reptile is good. They nerfed his damage from what we got in the official release of the game. Some of the streamers were able to stream some nasty stuff before the day one sort of pre-release patch, and there was some nasty stuff there, but no longer, not as much on the chip damage there with Cyrax at least. His back 3-2, back 3-1 is his best normal. His Green Lantern normal, right? Able to sort of check him from far range. He can combo into Force Ball, but Force Ball doesn't really go full screen unless you like meter burn it, right? So yeah, Reptile's pretty good. He can use the armored. He can use the slide to go under Serena, which is pretty good. He's got some decent application with his little gator roll. But aside from that, I don't really see mix. I don't see mix from Reptile. He's going to be one of those characters that's just going to sort of like check you with that back 3, check you when you're trying to advance. But he doesn't really have too much in the form of mix as far as I've seen. So I'm going to put Reptile up in high B tier for now. Tanya. I'm going to put Tanya in high A tier. Tanya is... Ooh, I almost want to put her S tier, guys. Tanya is really, really good. She's able to stagger one of her forward advancing normals right before she does the spin. She can stagger that string and just keep doing it. It's really, really scary to even like want to press there. She can combo her her little like low spin into certain cameos like Goro with what we were seeing with Dragon. And her utility to just put you wherever wherever she wants you on the screen is just godlike. She's got really good long range normals as well. She's got a normal where she kind of throws it up in the air if you want to jump. She can cover herself with Goro, with certain cameos. I don't know. Tanya, from what I've seen, guys, is just really, really strong. And what I've played against is, it's pretty frightening. It was really, really hard for Smoke to be able to do anything on Tanya, a really good Tanya, guys. So, yeah, I think Tanya's high A tier, edging, on the cusp of S tier. Garrus is really good. Yeah, I'm gonna I'm gonna put Tanya up there, or Garrus up there with Tanya. Um, Garrus, he's really good at making you want to come in. He's got that sort of like sandstorm that could chip you. If you want to like counter zone, he can meter burn the time thing and then predict you want to counter zone and freeze you in time, get full combo. Um, it's 2 bars for the puppet stuff, but when you do have it, I fought against one guy that had some crazy low overhead stuff with that puppet, and I do think it's worth it. I do think it's worth exploring for players to find out what's going on with that, because the meter gain is so high. The reward for getting the hit from some of those mix-ups is just it's worth it for the 2 bars, in my honest opinion. But overall, he's got pretty good zoning. He's got a command grab that. It's pretty solid combo ender. He can freeze time just like Mortal Kombat 11, but different combo routes with that. Really high damage. Pretty solid. Yeah, I think Garrus is up here in the A tier. I would put him maybe like I wouldn't say he's cusping S tier like Tanya is. I would maybe put him like here, like kind of where Lou is, right? But yeah, I think Garrus is really really solid in Mortal Kombat 1, and just hasn't really been fully explored yet. But I've seen some stuff, guys. Rain, is Rain gonna be our first sad tale of Mortal Kombat 1? I really do love Rain. He's my favorite Mortal Kombat character, up there with Smoke. And I love the design. I love playing him Mortal Kombat 1. His strings look so swaggy. All of his stuff looks really cool. But in application, it's hard. Like you can do down 3 into that down back 3. It's -16. It's hard to punish. And he can keep you out with pretty active normals and certain cameos, but like his zoning game, what his strengths are, what a lot of his abilities are with that projectile, it's not good. The startup's too much. It's too much startup on that straight projectile. If that's the problem, they could balance it a different way, but unless you're using Sub-Zero cameo, it's hard to enforce a real zoning game with Rain. You're more so gonna go for like Vortex. You're gonna try and land the hit, and then you'll go for like a Vortex into a low overhead sort of setup. But like I'm sure as players learn, they're just gonna, find the timing for that, and it's tough to say because we're so early. But I'm gonna put Rain as our first C tier character. Low B. I really don't want to put Rain here, guys, because I'm playing with Rain, right? I love Rain. I want him to be up here. I want to find the tech that's gonna put him right up here, but his normals that overhead's way too slow. His normals are kind of stubby at some points, right? You got to be right up next to him, which doesn't really make sense with his kit, right? So I'm gonna put Rain in C tier, unfortunately, but that's just kind of how I feel at the moment. Still really strong. All of these characters right here could beat each other, but at the highest level of play, Rain just might not be as strong of a pick right now. Havoc, I think Havoc's A tier. I don't know where in A tier, but he's A tier. He's got pretty stubby normals, but he can play a projectile game with like those sort of blood orbs that he spits out in different ways. He can do an unblockable sort of setup if he lands the hit into a restand to continue a combo or to set up something else. Set up what? Who knows? But Havoc's pretty decent. He's got that armored sort of arm normal that he can use to sort of check you at any point, and it costs no bar. So pretty unique in that aspect right there. And I feel like we just have more to see, but from how Havoc's performing and what I've played against at the highest level, I think he's A tier. I think he's up here. We'll put him right below Smoke. Ashura. I think Ashura's really good. I think Ashura's really good. I'm gonna put Ashura above Tanya. I think Astra, you know, her normals are some of the best in the game. She can teleport and go through with it and attack you, or just teleport to her where she wants to teleport. She has a little like mind game with her like overhead normal that she can cancel into special. Um, that's really good when up close. Um, and she's got a good projectile game. Astra is just really good as you know, better than Rain in every aspect. You know, of what Rain sort of wants to do. Um, you know, she doesn't really have like you know, like projectiles like Rain does, but like she is like that sort of that mid-screen playstyle that like Joker players might be looking for in a character. I think Astra is just gonna be super solid. You know, she might be right here, honestly. But we'll leave here. If I want to adjust it later, we can. Sindel. I think Sindel is Sindel, when she's using her float cancel, you can't really poke out of that. You know, you kind of have to hold it sometimes if she's using the bar. Um, so that's pretty good. Her scream being a resend, you know, is amazing. She's got high damage, but no mix-ups really. In my opinion, she's got really no mix-ups, but she's got good normals. Her hair normals are really good. So I'm gonna put her A tier, kind of by Smoke and Havoc right here. Really solid, just not as like broken as some other characters. Um, I'm gonna move Astra to S tier, guys. I think Astra's S tier. So yeah, Astra's gonna be a third S tier character. Top 5 or not, we'll decide that later. Um, yeah, Astra's amazing. Johnny Cage is also amazing, which is why I wanted to think about S tier for a moment. I think Johnny Cage is probably one of the best character designs in Mortal Kombat 1 as far as being aggressive is going. He's got plus frames out the ass. He's got an invincible nut punch that can go through you know, pretty much any gap into full combo. He's got really good chip damage. He can you know, his fame meter being able to convert like pretty much anything with his fame, get a free meter burn. You know, nut punch with fame. Like he's able to do some crazy stuff. People are starting to discover what to do with his meter burn dash and punish gaps and strings, and I think that's sort of like where the S tier sort of lies with Johnny, is this sort of his play around gaps and like knowledge of other characters. You know, he can get him whatever he wants with Shadow Kick covered with a cameo, right? Um, so yeah, Johnny just able to stay in your face, and when he's in your face, he's scary, right? So I think Johnny's S tier up here with some of the other characters. His game plan, his play style, just everything about him, really good. And yeah, Shao Kahn. So Shao Kahn, guys, Shao Kahn has an armored launcher, but you can hit the armor. So if you're doing an armored launcher, normally if they hit the armor, you can still launch, but Shao Kahn can't launch if they hit the armored part of the armored launcher, right? Um, so yeah, it's just not as good as what we were thinking. His normals are super stubby. His sweep is probably the worst sweep in the entire game. It is the worst sweep in the entire game. He he has to be right up next to you, and like I don't really see Shao Kahn players wave dashing, you know, crazy. Uh, you know, which is what they have to do, right? So, Shao Kahn's gonna be Dookie tier. I don't think Shao Kahn's that great when he's got hammer out. You know, if he raises the hammer, who cares? You know, who cares? You can jump, you can teleport with Melina if he does that in full combo punish. You can teleport with Smoke and kill him. Yeah, I don't. He doesn't really have anything to enforce. His normals are kind of fast when he's up close next to you, and if he does land the hit, you know, you're gonna explode into some setups. But you know, in the corner, I don't really see that. You know, I don't really see those axe setups that people were talking about with Shao. Um, so yeah, you know, maybe maybe one day we'll see like maybe one day we'll see with Cyrax, the Doomsday setup or something where you can combo off of it. But so far, like, it's just not good. You can't play the game when he's mid screen. So yeah, Shao Kahn's just dookie. Kung Lao, I think Kung Lao's S tier. Yeah. Kung Lao, he's got really good normals. That 1-2 breaking armor into full combo is amazing. And he can stagger it right. Because he's got enders off of it that are also safe. He can convert off the armored launcher. I don't know if I said that already, but he can do that with multiple different cameos. He's got a let's see, does his back throw do it? I'm not sure if his back throw combos, but his dive kick, you can keep it safe whenever you want. It's faster than it's ever been. You can still dive kick cancel and like go in for stuff if you want. I've been able to whiff punish it though, but overall, Kung Lao, like when he's in there, I think Kung Lao is one of the strongest characters in Mortal Kombat 1, and we see Splash and what he's doing, and there's a reason for it, guys. So yeah, Kung Lao just really really strong. All right, Reiko. Reiko is going to be right up here, right up next to Tanya. Let's actually order this a little bit better here. I think Liu Kang is probably right here, right next to. I think Smoke might be better than Liu Kang. And then Garrus might be better than Scorpion. I don't know. We'll leave it like this because of what I saw, from Averick when I played him. Is insane. But yeah, I think Reiko is right up here at the top of A tier. His projectiles are really good. He can sort of check you from any range with those kicks. Not any range, but like mid range. When Reiko is mid range, he can check you, pretty good. His projectile is the best projectile in the game. His projectile is insane. It hits for what 8.5% on a hit, just regular, and then if he meter burns it, you can't really jump from full screen. So yeah, he's gonna be a bully. He's gonna bully you with projectiles, and then once you start to get in, because it's annoying, he's gonna make you pay for getting in because he's got really good normals for mid screen, and that back 2 plus 8. You can go for the overhead or you can go for the throw, right? So yeah, it's a really nasty game that Reiko plays. And his combo damage is really nice. He can, when he command grabs you, can choose what side. Overall, he's a really fun character. I really highly recommend anybody that like hasn't played Reiko yet to play him because he's really fun. His playstyle is not like any other character, right? So, one of the true grapplers in the game, along with Garrus, and just really fun to play. High tier character in Reiko. Raiden is S. Raiden is him. Raiden is the champion of Mortal Kombat. I think Raiden is probably the best of the cast that's honest, right? We'll talk about Kenshi, okay? But I think he's not honest in any way, okay? I think Raiden has really good mix. His low overhead stuff is pretty good. He's got far-reaching normals. He can do the orb to sort of check you on teleporter. Like anything you want to do, you can like make sure you can't really get in. Really good chip damage in general with Cyrax. His chip damage is some of the best in the game. He can combo off of his back throw just like Liu Kang, but with way more Raiden. And Raiden can do what Kung Lao can do, but with Liu Kang's throw. That's like the best way I can explain it, and more chip damage, right? So I think Raiden is up here with Melina and Baraka as like top. I think Raiden is so amazing in this game. Natara, I'm gonna put Natara. You know what? Natara plays a very different sort of shimmy game in the air, right? She can make you like think she's going for a jump in and then punish you for going for like the anti-air. She can do certain things where she could just move freely and punish you for hanging yourself, right? You're gonna throw normal out, she might hit you for it, right? And that's sort of the playstyle she plays. Uh, Not too much in the mix-up department. She really has to outplay you to get the hit. Um, but if she does get the hit, she's hitting for 40%. So I'm gonna put Natara in like low A tier or like high B tier. I'm gonna put her low A tier just to be like generous. I think like the really good Natara players are gonna be able to like, make you throw out your cameo recklessly, make you throw out a normal or a special recklessly, and then punish you for it. Um, yeah, I think she's probably like at the bottom of A tier just because she doesn't have like too much mix. If that makes sense. But she's able to keep it safe, and that's pretty much it. Shang Tsung, I'm gonna put Shang in like, oh, he's definitely up here, right? I think Shang's like up here. Yeah. Shang, if you can play any character in Mortal Kombat and you can play Shang as well, he's like here. But like Shang on his own without turning into anybody else or using, cameo is probably up here, and like he's above Reiko and he's probably above Tanya. Uh yeah, I think Shang's projectile game able to make you like want to like get in and press. He can switch from young to old whenever he wants. Um his low spike move when he's in young form able to like keep you out and like on a jump in like juggle with certain cameos. He can his projectile game is just so good, guys. 40% combos with keeping you in the air with old Shang projectiles. Um the venomous restand with old. What else does Shang have? He his normals are pretty solid. Um yeah, Shang, from what I've played of Shang and what I've seen of Shang, I'm gonna put him in A tier. I think I'm pretty confident saying he's like up here with Tanya in A tier. Um yeah. Kenshi is the best character in Mortal Kombat 1. Um he has he has a situation where if you don't flawless block every attack, you're not gonna punish it. You know, it's the puppet. Whenever he has puppet out, and he does 2-1 or whatever that string is into the swipe, right? That's you can't escape that. Unless you flawless block or take the hit for it and then force breaker, right? But the whole time Kenchi's doing that, he's getting meter. Whenever he does land the hit, it's 40%, 45%. He can set up clone when he throws the sword at you from full screen. He can reset up the clone with a bar. His normals without clone out are pretty decent. He's got a really good projectile game. And he's got gaps. He definitely has gaps that you can punish. But a good Kenshi player isn't gonna let those gaps free. He's just gonna wait for you to hang yourself, wait to get the hit with those nice mid-range normals, checking you on your approach, and then you're dead. You have to hold this mix. You have to hold the block string, hold whatever Kenshi's throwing at you. Guaranteed. You can call the Shadow Clone with the Cyrax assist. Just excellent. He's the best character in Mortal Kombat 1. And just can do everything, right? He can do everything pretty well. Now let's take a look at the order. If we're talking top 5, I'm gonna say this, and then we'll put Johnny like 6, right? I'm gonna say Kung Lao is better than Johnny. Say Raiden next, yep, and then Melina next, yep. Baraka, yep. I would say Ashra's right there. Tanya, yep. Reiko, let's see. I like this. I like this. Yep. I'm gonna put Li Mei below Natara. Ooh. Yeah. Sub-Zero, Rain, Shao Kahn. Yeah, so that's going to do it for my tier list, guys. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll be having more videos on the way soon. Once I beat the campaign, I'm not going to post the campaign. I was doing a playthrough, but like just wasn't performing. You know, there's other playthroughs on Twitter, or YouTube. So you guys can check those playthroughs out. But once I finish the campaign, we're going to be doing Rate the Fatal and some of these, fun videos. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll be back with more soon. Peace out.